Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to the movie review, aka After I Saw. You're probably wondering where I am. Well, I just got out of a midnight screening and I'm walking home. Yes, I still don't have a car yet, but that's besides the point. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about The Fantastic Four: First Steps. This is the Fantastic Four's debut to the MCU finally. And with this movie, Reed Richards and Sue Storm are having a baby, and it is bringing the family closer together. But of course, that changes when a threat is coming down to take over the Earth. And thankfully, there is a way that all of it can end, but the Fantastic Four have to give something of theirs to give to them, so it won't happen, but of course, they refuse. I'm not going to get any more deep into that because the movie isn't out yet. But yeah, when it comes to the Fantastic Four movies, there wasn't too many of them. There was the one that came out in the 90s, which was very cheesy, and yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's supposed to be laughable. And there were the ones that came out in the 2000s, and there was nothing else after that. There was not another Fantastic Four movie to come out after Rise of Silver Surfer. They haven't tried rebooting it, they haven't tried anything in the 2010s, no, they just completely ignored the IP, right? Right? Yeah, there wasn't another one to come out then. You don't exist. But yeah, when it comes to the 2000s Fantastic Four movies, they aren't really films that I was very fond of. They're alright movies. I can definitely see why people grew up with them, like watching them for like nostalgia, and because they were the only Fantastic Four movies that were bearable, or somewhat more bearable at the time, then I could definitely see why they would still be enjoyed today. However, if I were to choose a Fantastic Four movie to watch for the rest of my life, it would definitely be this one. Because this, I feel like, balances the formula in a way that I feel like for the MCU, it managed to do it somewhat more than how I initially thought it would go. I really had a great time watching this movie. The movie surprisingly managed to balance its humor and emotion at just the right times without it being forced in with the emotional moments, which I feel like is something that I can appreciate the most about. The family dynamic is there, especially since throughout the movie it is far more story driven. And while it does have that titular, going to destroy the world unless the heroes do something about it type scenario, what I really enjoyed the most was the family dynamic. The fact that, the Fantastic Four have really good chemistry together when it comes to balancing the humor with the emotion. Of course, not all the jokes land because, again, this is an MCU movie and you know how they like to overly do it with the humor, trying to bring it more entertainment while action is not being on screen. And there isn't a whole lot of it. A lot of the action will come during the last act. I felt like was enjoyable. So yeah, when it comes to the action, despite it not having a lot of it, I feel like it does still manage to pay off when it came to that. As well as the characters, Pedro Pascal, I feel like anything you put the guy in is bound to be watched by pretty much anyone. And he is really good. Him and Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue Storm, have really good chemistry together, and I really like their dynamic together. As well as the other characters. The Thing, he was really good too. I thought he was also very entertaining. And I liked how, when it came to his CG, it wasn't, unbearable to look at. It was actually pretty convincing. Johnny Storm, however, when it came to his appearance, when it came to, unleashing the flame, I feel like that's kind of where his character, yeah, it's probably the laziest when it came to the special effects, in my opinion. But there was bound to be some really bad CGI here and there, and there is. It's getting to the point where we're going to have to get used to it. It's not going to be perfected in the MCU anymore. Well, then again, they never really perfected it. But really, I feel like when it comes to the character dynamics, it's really the biggest strength I can give this movie. And it's not another origin story. They pretty much covered all that without having a huge amount of exposition dump in your face, because they pretty much do that towards the beginning of the movie, having that fly by really fast while getting to the point of what they're trying to bring in with the story. While it doesn't really bring anything new to its storyline, it still manages to be very watchable and very entertaining, even when there isn't a whole lot of action. I mean, it's slightly under 2 hours, and that's including credits. And yes, there are 2 after-credit scenes. The first one I thought was good. The last one, however, the post-credits one, just like this movie's not out yet, so I can't really get further into that. But yeah, I'm not really going to say a whole lot about this movie, but what I can say is that this, I feel like, is closer to what the Fantastic Four should have been in terms of coming to the big screen. And in the end, guys, I had more fun with Fantastic Four First Steps than I initially thought. I knew I would at least like it or think it was somewhat decent, but the fact that this is finally their debut into the MCU, it really manages to pay off, and I can't wait to see what they're going to be going for next, because I will say this, yes, they will be returning, but again, the MCU never dies. I feel like at this point, no matter how badly they're bombing now, I don't think they're ever really going to die, especially since they got, the Disney Plus shows. But yeah, as for the movie itself, it's entertaining when it comes to what it's going for, and storyline, while nothing special, I feel like still manages to be deep. It balances that element of, having, its humor on the sides when it needs it, and having the emotion there, and just leaving the humor out, and just trying to get into, its serious moments without it having to feel like it needed to be fully lighthearted. It was just all around a really fun time for me, even though it didn't have a whole lot of, that intense action that most people would come to expect. To me, that's not really the highlight of the movie, and I appreciate for that. So yeah, it has its faults for sure, but I really had a fun time watching it, and I feel like it's very close to fantastic. I'm just glad I was able to see it now, because I'm going to be out of town this weekend, and I don't really want to see a whole lot of movies this weekend. I mean, yes, I know I said I'm going to see Eddington. I'm still going to see Eddington, but because I got to see this first, I'm reviewing it first. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or maybe Blue Sky. The links are in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.